What's up? Hello. I decided instead of doing an unboxing video, excuse me, I would just go ahead and do a live stream. It'd be much easier. I can get the box unboxed. I can get let me minimize Lightburn. I can get the box unboxed. I can get the brass wallets on the laser and doing a 3D engrave. And in the meantime, I can hang out and talk, and I've got some throwing stars that I need to engrave. So this will be something to do in the background. Come on. Oh, it's going to be particular. There we go. Some non-man axe throwing. I'm going some throwing stars for them. But that's it. And what I'm unboxing are blanks from Mohammed. He's if you're not familiar with him on Facebook, he has limitlesssolutions.org.uk and sells all kinds of laser blanks, and they ship out of the UK, and they're very nice. There's all kinds of stuff. So I've got a box here. I'm just going to jump into unboxing that, and then we will put one of these wallets on the laser and do a 3D engrave and have a cool 3D engraved RFID blocking wallet. So they're like these, except brass. And I haven't saw them before other than the pictures. They just came in by UPS this morning. So that's why I decided I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And I can just knock everything out at once on the live stream. But first, let me say hi to Deanna, Jim, Frank, Geo, Jack. Cool. Got a few people here. And let's see. I'm going to invite, if there's anybody that wants to join me on stream, I can send you an invite link. If I know you, I'll let you in. And then you can come on screen and talk while I'm going through this stuff. And did I mention Frank? Hi, Frank. I don't think I did. But anyway, if you want to join, I can send you an invite link. You can pop on screen for a little bit, stay as long as you want or as little as you want. That's fine with me. Just let me know. Anyone except for Jeremy? Anyone except for Jeremy? Haha, I'm teasing. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine, Jeremy. Let's see. We have Kai and let's see. Frank said hi again, and Robert Lowe. Thanks for joining, everyone. Kind of a last minute live stream here, but I think I have everything ready to go. I'll turn on my overhead lights. It'll wash me out, but you'll be able to see camera 2 laser bed, and then we have camera 3 for the unboxing. But I'll turn on those overhead lights and you'll be able to see those. And then of course my lovely face. Oh, don't cry, Jeremy. I'll get you the links here. Let's see, just give me a moment. Copy that over to Messenger. To get Jeremy. Rich is busy. I'll send him the link anyway. And if there's anybody else watching, like I said, just let me know. And I'll mention that again here in a few minutes. In case we pick up some more viewers. All right, you guys got the links. And let me turn on my overhead lights. Oh, I don't even have to get up to do it. Isn't that amazing? And there we go. So it washes me out just a little bit. But you'll be able to see the unboxing. So let's go over to camera 3. should be focused and ready to go. And we do have Jeremy backstage. I'll go ahead and bring him up on. How's it going, Jeremy? Then we have Jerry here as well. I'll bring Jerry up on stage.
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today?
Good. You are live.
All righty.
All right.
Hey, Jeremy.
So Jeremy's here somewhere.
Hello, chat people. Oh, goodies in the mail. Awesome. Hey, Jack. There he is.
There's Jeremy. So today I'm going to use my alternative unboxing knife.
Ooh.
I really like this. And Minnesota Maker, if you are listening, your 2K bars are here. So I just need to get those shipped out to you. He ordered 2 of these. These are nice.
I'm so happy I got a machine that can do it once I learn how to do it properly. So,
all right, here's the first slice.
You look cold, Jeremy. Must be cold in your shop.
Yeah, the propane just ran out. I switched tanks, so it's gonna. I didn't notice it. I was busy working in Lightburn, and it got chilly in here, and I went over and checked. It was out.
Yeah, my gas bill's been higher than hell this month, and I'm in the house.
It's not pretty.
I'm on budget for gas, and I figure after this year they'll end up increasing my budget.
I'm on budget too. It's whenever I can afford a 100-pound tank for the wall heater.
Jerry's a bit low. Is my voice low?
There, now you're better.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
All right.
I could probably find a larger knife, but this is. I have another unboxing knife that I typically use, but I thought I'd use my backup unboxing knife today. But then I think I have a new favorite knife now too. Check this out.
Oh, Samurai.
It's a Kershaw Launch. I really like it. I'm a big fan of the cleaver blades, but this one's an auto opener. It's just one press, and there it is.
Howdy, everybody in chat.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. Now, I paid for most of this stuff, and then Inger said he was going to throw in some extra stuff. So that's why I thought I'd do an unboxing and see what extra stuff he threw in here for me. I know I ordered wallets. I ordered 5 for myself and 5 for Brad. Ordered a couple bigger coins, and let's see. I had it pulled up here. That way I could compare to what I ordered to what arrives.
Yeah, all the weight in the box sure destroyed it. They should have put a lot more bubble paper in there, made it rock solid.
All right, so I ordered 5, 10, 15, 25 items in total, 10 wallets, 5 pry bars, 5 gear coins, and 5 curved edge pattern coins. So those are the items. So I did not order dog tags, and that's what's right here on the top.
Take care, Jack.
So here's big brass dog tag. That's an interesting looking coin.
Who'd you order these from? I missed that part of your live.
Limitlesssolutions.org.uk.
Okay.
But he's on Facebook, and I ordered just direct through him through Facebook Messenger. There's another interesting coin. Here's a little pendant that is, well, that's really cool.
Does it open?
Concave surface. It looks like he threw in a lot of little goodies. Like all this stuff is the extras.
Nice.
Couple more brass pendants in the hexagon coin. A little brass post necklace. Another coin, another pendant. Looks like a coffin tag. One of the knuckle dusters. Pry bar. Oh, that's a cool looking little knuckle duster thing. Oh, this one looks like a pop bottle cap or soda bottle cap, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, it's funny you held up that sledgehammer yesterday. And in Vegas, if the handle's cut short, they're calling it single jack. And then Jack in the shop goes, "No, I'm not single."
Okay, that's where that reference or that whole conversation started. Okay. Here's basically a coin and a pendant. Then here's a scalloped edge coin, a small dog tag, a smaller dog tag, a high polished pry bar. Look at that. I have couple of the unpolished ones. And then here's the brass worry stone, as they call it. Everything's individually wrapped and nice and polished. Check that one. That's a nice big hunk of brass. You do several hours of engraving on that baby. Well, that is an awesome selection of materials for me to test out and check and see how they are. Look at that.
That's pretty. I don't have one of those yet. I'm still using a regular leather wallet.
And both sides are this real thick brass. You could do a 3D engrave on either side, actually. And let's compare. I want to see if my template's going to fit. And it does line up just about perfect. Yeah, so my template for my image should fit just fine. That's really nice and heavy. I might have to make one of these for myself. There's all the wallets and those bad boys. Oh, and it included spare wallet panels. See, these are just the panels. These are black, so I guess you could swap out panels if you wanted, if you didn't want the heavy brass ones. Those would be good for putting designs on while it's also the wallet, and then putting it on. When you put, then basically they're off the wallet, engrave them while they're off the wallet. You don't have to worry about hitting the screw holes, and then put them on the wallet, and you don't engrave over the screws. So if your template's not exact, then.
So you're off today, or you worked a half day, or what?
Is that me?
Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah, I am off from Sam's today and working at the house.
So how many years do you can retire, or do you plan on it?
Too many.
Okay.
I want to retire. I want laser engraving to be my full-time job, is what I want.
Well, I know that, but going to Sam's and all that, the pharmacy.
Who knows? Yeah, they don't have a set retirement. Just when you have enough money, then you can retire. Like when you think you have enough. Okay, here's the scalloped edge coin that I ordered. These look very nice. So I have 5 of those. Then I have 5 of these. Can't remember what this edge is called. Let me open one. And just look at how thick these things are.
It's like a quarter of an inch from here at least.
Yeah, you can do some real nice deep engraving on these. Everything's machined so nice.
Pretty.
Just, yeah, he does a great job. I haven't received anything from him that I wasn't impressed with, that's for sure. Then I got 5 of these pry bars, which is different than the larger one. So
Yeah, I know how you feel getting all that stuff in the mail. A buddy of mine sent me a box of stuff not too long ago, and it's like, wow, check all this out.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah, you don't know what to expect.
That's why I thought I like sending the box of stuff and watch somebody open it and just to see all their reaction to all the different stuff. Specifically you. Okay, so here's the other version of the pry bar. So it's got a little point on the edge. It's not like cut your finger sharp, but it's sharp enough. That looks really nice. This will make a nice surface for some 3D engraving up here above the bottle opener. You do a little bit right there.
Looks like Jeremy's cutting some copper, I think, but no, copper or brass.
That is all the stuff that I have to unbox. So I'm going to go out of full screen, or taking up most of the screen, and just go back to regular view. And then check the chat. Oh, Jack's going home. Yeah, that wallet is solid brass on both sides. Definitely nice and heavy. But then he did include just these anodized aluminum panels that you could replace them with. I guess technically, if I wanted a two-tone wallet, I could take this blue on one side and then replace it with black on the other, then have a two-tone for a wallet like this. But that's cool. You included the extra panels. So I guess each wallet gets a set of panels and you have happy customers. Yep. Very good. Jeremy, what are you cutting over there? I feel like I need to yell at him. Hey, Jeremy.
Looks like brass from here.
Might be. I know he was working on an earring. Maybe he's making earrings or something. The weight of this wallet is unbelievable. It is heavy. I like it. So to compare to your typical Ridge RFID style wallet, they both have the same black. There, you can see it on this. Oops, wrong one. You can see it on the blue one. See how they have this black insert and then the blue?
Uh-huh.
So they have the black insert and then the blue panels on the outside. This has the black insert and then those thick brass panels on the outside.
Shark, he came back. There he is. Hey, Jeremy.
Yep, I think he's working on his little shark earring.
Oh, those look cool. He can't hear us.
Yeah, sorry. I was over at my workbench trying to get all them little tiny pieces out of there, and I had the mic off.
Those look cool.
Thank you. It took me a while with a lot of note editing to get that to work. Some of those ribs are less than 1/4 of a millimeter wide.
You cut those out of brass?
Yeah, that's what the heck thickness is that?
Are you using wobble cutting those out since they're so small? Wow. That is
No, the .044 stuff. I don't need to use wobble.
okay.
It actually helps keep the burrs off of it.
I figured since the inside parts were so small, using the wobble would chew up a fair amount of that, so you wouldn't want to use it.
Yeah. When I use my thicker stuff, I use wobble, but I try not to do such intricate stuff. So, because it does kind of eat away. Because these are only 37 millimeters long, 23 millimeters tall to go in between my rails there. And when you start shrinking stuff down in there, it really, there's not a lot of room left.
Can you pick that one up and bring it closer to the camera so we can see it?
Which one? One of the blue ones?
Well, any one of them, or the brass one, or all of them.
Yeah, let me flip over to there so I can see what I'm doing.
Wow, those are tiny. Now bring it down just a little bit. There you go. I was wanting to look at that brass one. Wow, those ribs are small. Nice work.
There's the piece that comes out of the middle.
Skeleton. Yeah. Oh, hook, fish hook. Cool.
That's cool. That's impressive.
You got a second set of earrings there if the piece comes out of the middle.
Yeah, I was looking at that, but they're not that good a shape by the time I get that pulled out of there.
Okay.
Now you could use those, flatten them back out and glue them on some wood and make some sort of decoration out of them. Jerry, you were having you had a question for me before I started the live stream. Do you want to talk about that now or later?
Oh, that's up to you. When I done that engraving of the Predator, I got off ImageR yesterday. I kind of followed what they said to do. They said don't resize it, but since it was bigger than my monitor, I had to size it way down to 40 millimeter by 40 millimeter. Once I ran it, I don't think I had it reversed, but it done a reverse image on the brass coin with 200 passes. And then it was recommended by a few different people that I run at least 256 passes. So today, when I brought it back in and dropped it and I framed it, I can show you on the screen, but I brought the image in, which is basically framed square, even though it's a round Predator image. And I put a different layer, a round circle over it. And then I, what's it called?
Mask.
Yeah, I masked it. But then when I went to frame it, it was still framing square. And it's like, wait a minute, I did this morning and it was framing round. And then all of a sudden it's framing square.
You have to flatten the image mask.
I put the circle over it once, and then I selected both of them. Then I flattened it, but it's still framing square.
In the framing settings, there's image bounds.
Yeah, I checked
it. Did that make a difference?
All day yet? No, it didn't make a difference today. Or this morning when I first did it, before I put any cleaning passes over it, it was framing round. And then when I put in the cleaning passes on top of it and below it, then it was framing square. So I took them completely off the grid, the framing passes, and not the framing, but the cleaning passes, and it was still framing square. So I'm not sure what went wrong, but if you want, I can share my screen and run through it.
I've had that happen before. When you think it should be framing the exact contour of the image, and it's not. Or it doesn't.
Well, it was yesterday, and it was this morning before I contacted you. Then after I started screwing with my settings, then it went back from round to square again. Because when it's round, I can go over to the laser and I can line it up perfectly. But when it's square, I can't. I'm not sure where I went wrong at. And then my frequency is set to 20. My Q pulse at 200. But when I look at my sheet that came with the laser, it's saying that at 200, my frequency should be at 48 and not 20.
Yep. And I normally run max Q pulse for 3D engraving. So I would run like 500 and For yours, I think it's 40.
Yeah, 540.
Yep.
Okay, so take my Q pulse to 500. And then take the frequency to 40.
Yep.
And I'm going to do 256 passes.
And what's your speed?
Speed, well, what in the hell? Wait a minute.
Probably around 4,000, I would imagine.
No, something just got screwed up here.
Uh-oh. What got screwed up?
I don't know. I messed something up here when I was offline. I had it set to 256 passes, and now it says 1, so I'm not sure what I screwed up. I was undoing different things on my screen, and I screwed something up.
This is what I'm going to do on the first wallet.
Nice. I like that.
And then what I was going to show folks how to do is exactly what Jerry was just talking about. So I have a copy of my template for my RFID wallet. Very handy. Did you figure it out, Jerry?
No, I'd have to delete it, pull it back in, size it back down, and draw a circle, flatten the mask, hit frame, and see if it goes round again, which it was doing.
Weird. Okay, what I'm going to do now is show you guys how to do an image mask. If you're 3D slicing and 3D engraving, you'll likely receive your image in a square format. Even though it's a coin, it'll come in as a square. Oftentimes, the excess black that's around the actual image is still left there.
Yeah,
and
that was my fault.
A lot of people, I saw a lot of folks that'll just leave it there and basically have a deep square around the actual engraving. They just don't know that they can actually mask that, make it go away, and have a better looking engraving. Now I'm going to show 2 different ways to do this.
Make your screen bigger.
Yep, I'm going to do that.
Instead of me showing you what I'm doing wrong, I can see what you're doing right and then always rewatch it.
Okay. First, I want to pull out an image that's not like a perfect rectangle like that one is. Let me grab one real quick.
Take care, Dina.
See you later. See you later, Gio.
Oh, man. See you, Joe.
Jeremy.
Okay.
What
Yes,
is
sir.
that?
What is what?
I see more intricate designs.
Well, Valentine's Day is coming up, and I got a
see a rose.
show. I got a show the week of the 12th in February, and so I'm just trying to get some more earrings and stuff done.
I'm going to show those in solo for you. Those look awesome. What's the material you have there?
Brass, same stuff as this shark.
Very
I'm going to be
cool.
working on some more recycled copper pipe ones too, but I got to get some designs done, and I'm having trouble getting them to look the way I want them to. So I'm struggling a little bit, but that's okay. It's what that's all about.
Oops, I'm in the wrong folder. I'm trying to hurry. This will be a good one. Let me do copy.
I noticed if you got the Rolly 10 watt, you want to upgrade to the 20, the head's $400.
Do they have it back on the store again?
Well, I was talking to somebody the other day about trying to work a trade with them, and I mentioned that I had the 10 watt because they have a rat rig that they fried the wiring on. I was going to see about trading a bunch of things I have for it, possibly. And they said, well, if they upgrade, I said you could always upgrade it to the 20. And they go, yeah, but it's $400 upgrade. I'm not sure if it's in stock by itself, but you look on their site at the different packages with that head, it's a $400 difference.
All right, this one will be a good example.
Never forget.
Yep. So if we were going to engrave this, we don't want this whole square, this black square. We just want the image. So what I will do first is trace the image. So fade it so you can see those points. And you want to adjust these sliders until you get those points. See how they're moving around more inside and outside? So basically, we want to just get the outside outline as best as possible. And then you can actually click show points and zoom in and look and see exactly where it's going to well, it got me off center. But anyway.
But this won't be a depth map, though.
What's that?
This won't be a depth map, just an image.
Nope, it'll be a depth map.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So let me go back to this. Fade, show points, and then what I want to do is kind of zoom in a little bit so I can see the outside. We want it to just start tracing the outside of this. So see how we have the silhouette? If I hit OK, we're left with this. Now to smooth this out, what I want to do is just do an offset. Let me select it first. Offset. And I don't need 2 millimeters. I just want to do a small 0.1 or 0.25. And it's going to be outward and it's outer shapes only. And then I'm just going to hit delete original objects. So now I'm just left with this nice clean looking trace. So if we move this back over top and line it up, all we have to do now is make sure that our layers are ordered so that the orange layer is on top. And then we can select both of them and apply mask to image, and boom, you've got your image cut out. So you don't have to worry about having that square or circle or whatever around the image. Now, because I chose 0.25, you'll see that there's more black around this than maybe what we would have liked. We can Control Z, go back to here, do the offset again. Let's make it 0.025 and delete originals. We're still going to end up with that nice shape and then less of an outline around the image. And then again, select them both and apply mask. Just make sure it's centered when you do it. I don't have this centered. But how's that? Pretty easy?
Yep.
So that's the first way I go about it. Just by using the trace the image, then you can pretty much get any shape custom cut out to exactly what you want. Then you can still move the mask or the image around inside your mask. So if we want to go back and make sure that that's perfectly centered, then you can do that. And if we select it, we can move it around and resize it for our coin. And just like that, it's done. The other way to do it is by, oh, I forgot I didn't have my screen up. Did it again. All right, the other way we can do that is if we have a pre-made template.
Frank, go get something done.
So here I have a pre-made template for the RFID wallets. And then you just basically do the same process. The first thing I need to do is resize this image. Then we can move it around and get it exactly where we want it. So if I want it to bleed just over that edge there. All right, so we're looking good. Down here, it's close to the edge. And I'm fine with that. So let's say this is where we want it. So we have our template selected. Just make sure it's in line mode and it's drawing over top of your picture. Select both of them and then well, it should say apply mask image. And there it is. And then get rid of this big square around it. You can flatten the image mask. Now, where Jerry was having the problem with not wanting to frame correctly, what I will do, let's just go back. Before I
still have the outline around it that you just deleted. That's what I had. The outline was still around it.
Before I use this to create a mask, I'll hit Control D and duplicate it and move that and save it so that when I do create the image mask and I flatten it, I can then bring this template back and use it for framing. It's just, in general, it ends up being easier to frame with just lines than framing around the pictures, because sometimes it doesn't frame perfectly, and like this, it wouldn't frame those little holes. It just do the outside. So that's why I like to save a copy of my template. But that's the basics of creating a mask so that you can do 3D engraving of any shape you want. So this is ready to roll. So I have to get it lined up.
I just fixed my problem. Flatten masked image is what I wasn't doing.
Okay, very good.
I done the one step, but I forgot to do the second step. That's why I mentioned it's good to do videos and live streams. So when I forget in a couple months how to do something, I can go back and watch my video. If I take notes, I'm not very organized when it comes to taking notes. I like to doodle. I don't know if anybody out there watching doodles on things, but I doodle. And then in a couple days or weeks, I don't know what I wrote something down. So I got to refer to a video or a chat I had with somebody and scroll up to where they gave me some advice or, you know, whatever. But yeah. Oh boy. Oops, sorry about that. That's supposed to be turned off.
It's cute.
Whenever I jump around OBS, that alien always pops up.
Apparently, I have misplaced my wallet jig.
You check with your wife?
Geo designed a wallet jig. It's 3D printed, and I have one laying around here somewhere, but I can't find it. But it basically holds these in place very nice. You can actually bolt it down if you're going to do multiple wallets. It holds them level. But this will stay level. It'll be good enough to do this, and it's heavy enough. It's definitely not going to blow away.
I was watching a guy a few days ago that had some cool coin jigs that he made. They're like $15 a piece. I forget the channel name, but they're engraved out of steel.
What were they for?
Coin jigs.
Coins. And Jack is home. All right. I'm going to be using the 120 watt laser today. So I'm going to go ahead and frame that up and we can get this rolling.
You know that jig that you gave me, that aluminum jig? I wonder if I line that up, if I could recut that a hair bigger with that fiber laser.
You could.
Just take it down deep enough and take a chisel or something and dig out the material.
Yeah, you might be able to just shave off just enough around the outside. That's a good idea. It'd be worth a try. And even if it goes, say, a little off center, it's still want to cut out a perfect circle. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, let me see. 2. Oh, this camera might cut out because I messed up the.
Yeah, you're black right now, or it's going black on and off. Have you talked to Lightburn about that problem? Do they have any ideas?
No, this is because I smashed my mini HDMI adapter that plugs into my camera.
Okay, I meant your flicker problem.
No, I haven't.
That's really a bummer that happens all the time.
I need to. I just haven't got around to it.
Unless you unplug everything, it's USB, and plug in one at a time until you see what's causing it, I guess. I don't know.
All right. So I have my 200 millimeter lens. I just gotta go there.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff, use the drum to cut it out.
This judges how far down I need to go. I'm going to go for a little ride. I actually have the camera attached to the fiber laser tower. One of those.
Yeah, here's a coin jig that Patrick sent me right here. And it's just a hair too small for the coins that I have brass. So it should be easy enough just to cut that just a hair bigger.
All right. Now let me hit frame. Oh. Well, first, come on, Lightburn. There we go. I have 2 instances of Lightburn open. One's for the 60 watt and one's for the 120. And there we go.
Oh, good grief. I'm sitting here listening and I forgot that other screen was up. I should change this over.
Gary, you see how I'm getting just a square?
Yep.
And that was just on that image. Let me just grab the template that I have. And then frame the template.
So I'll do a cleaning pass on the brass coin before I engrave it. Then when I get done, I'll do a cleaning pass once it's completely done, correct?
I normally don't do a cleaning pass when I start for a coin.
Just when you finish?
Correct. All right, so I have this framing, not just the outside shapes, but all the shapes. So I can make sure that each one of these little cutouts is lined up to these screws. Let me double check the focus. It seems a little small, so bring it up that distance. Now it's really should want the glasses. My reading glasses, that is. That one's good. That one's good. That should get us where we need to be.
For my cleaning paths, I got the Q Pulse of 500, frequency 40. What should I run the speed and power, do you think?
Cleaning paths, you don't have to use a Q Pulse of 500. But if you do, I would still run like a 0.05 line distance and a power of 35 and frequency probably around 55. Roughly somewhere in there for the 60 bucks.
Speed and power?
Speed 3,000. There we go.
And power, and I'll quit asking.
Power about 35.
Okay.
Frequency about 55. All right, so we're looking good. I'm going to switch back over to Lightburn. Just a moment.
According to my chart, I can't do Q Pulse at 500 and frequency at 55, unless I'm reading it wrong.
So I have a setting called Coin Multi-Layer Deep Engrave.
Okay.
It's coin 80 watt. Even though I'm using the 120, I still want it to engrave deep. So it's going to be close to the same. Basically what I want to do is, let's see. Mimic that and then assign it to my 3D sliced image. But first, I need to do some image adjustment, probably. Let's do adjust image. And I have a preset that I like to use. And it just automatically makes the image darker. So essentially you get deeper engraves in the black areas. And that's by lowering the brightness. And then it bumps up the contrast so you get more separation between the darks and the lights. And then I just left the gamma the same at 1. So you'll see there's, with the preset, it's a subtle difference, but it'll make a difference in the engrave. And it will make the engraving take longer because it's darker. There's more black. There's more dark grays.
And if you can't apply a library setting to the material because it's an image, what do you do?
Well, if you can make a material setting for an image. So your image can have a setting. I have one. I'll show you here in just a second. But yeah, we want 3D sliced. The line interval, it should be 0.032 for my 200 lens. And that's how I'm going to run this. Then I'm going to hit OK. So now we have our processed image. And then, let's see. Here is in the library, that's what it looks like when it's an image setting. See the little icon that's like a mountain and looks like a picture? Here's what it is when it's a cut or engraved setting. A fill will have that full, and a cut, a line is just the lines.
I thought I had your library. I don't have that setting, which is coin.
That's weird. You should. So 3D slice, non-inverted, if I assign that, it's not the correct setting for this laser, but you'll see it will let you assign it since it is an image setting. The MOPA 3D slice.
It's hard to read, but you're under coin. I don't have a category called coin.
It's under brass.
Okay. Brass general, tiles, title, brass plate.
I'll send it to you. But this is close to what I want. This is for the 80 watt and the the 150 lens, or was that 110? I think it was the 110. Anyway, 0.032 is my interval. Q-pulse 500. That frequency is also incorrect. I've been running a frequency of 80, 90% power. And I've also, with this 120 watt, been running speed about 7,000. And it's doing a pretty nice job. Pass count, I don't need 500. I'm going to do 256. And we're just going to send it and hope for the best. Let me bring up the setting again. Speed 7,000. Power 90. Frequency 80. Q-pulse 500. Bidirectional. We do not want a negative image. 0.032 DPI is 793. Scan angle doesn't really matter. On 3D slicing, it's just going to rotate 90 degrees each pass anyway. And this is a new setting that's in the beta, enable cleanup pass, which is really cool. So Jerry, you're talking about your cleanup pass at the end.
Yep.
You can actually enable that, and here's a cleanup that you can run.
Oh, okay. I don't have to go in and make circles and try to figure out.
You don't have that. This is in the 1.5 beta. So if I want, at the end, I can do a cleanup pass and say I want, let's see.
Yeah, I don't have the beta. I got 1450 and yesterday, or I got 1405 and yesterday I said check for updates. It said there wasn't any. Are you there?
Angle 22. Clean after. See, this will allow you to set cleaning after a certain number of passes.
Okay.
So if I want to clean up pass every 10 passes, I can put that in there. And then I can have the angle increment. I just want an odd number. Turn on auto rotate.
And that's only on the beta they just came out with?
Correct.
I'll go to their website and see if I can download it, because when I let the program check for updates, it says there is none.
Yeah. No, you have to be in the beta testing program at the moment.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right.
So then I hit OK. And what it should do, I want that on a crosshatch. And I don't want it after every 2 passes. I want it after every, let's see.
Pretty, Jeremy.
Let's do every 40. So after 40 passes, it'll run a cleaning pass. 40 passes, then a cleaning pass.
Do you know if Lightburn sells stickers? So I could put one on the front of my fiber laser?
Yeah, they do. They do have a swag pack. So that looks pretty good. I'm ready to run this. So let's get it started. I'm not going to be using air assist because it will be loud, and I'm sure you'll be able to hear it. But I am going to use 2 little fans. If I can get them untangled.
Yeah, if I can get these coins all figured out here in the near future, I'll be in heaven.
You'll get it.
It's like somebody gives me a brand new Lamborghini and I don't have any gas or driver's license, you know?
Well, yeah.
Takes practice. And let's see. We switch cameras again. Number 3.
All right, guys, I got to get out of here for a little while.
All right.
Have a great day. Keep warm, my friend.
Plug your channel before you go.
Yeah, plug it. HTL Customs. Check me out on Facebook, YouTube. Basically, that's where I'm at right now.
You ought to do a video with a shop tour where you walk around your shop, you come in the door like you're a customer and look around and all that.
You don't want to see my shop right now. I've got a big deep clean and reorganization to do, and then I'll do one.
All right.
Basically,
all right.
What that mess you see behind me, that's it.
Lightburn is rasterizing vectors.
When might this beta be live, you know?
As soon as they release 1.5.
Yeah, no.
Well, as soon as they get ready to release it. They'll normally do the beta a little bit before. The 120 watt is no joke.
I'm seeing green.
Was that just a clean pass?
No.
Wow.
Oh, you're engraving. I got you. All right, guys. I'll catch you later.
Have a great day.
All right, man.
See ya.
Everybody in chat, if you haven't done it, please smash that subscribe button and give Patrick a thumbs up down below. It helps out the YouTube algorithm.
There's already so much brass dust coming off of this thing. I hope it survives 256 passes. I need to get another camera angle just so you can see all the dust coming off. Going right into the FUME extraction too. That's a good thing. So you still have 14 watching. That's cool. Way better than 0.
A lot of your coins that you've engraved, you're not always able to do both sides because if one side is obviously engraved too deep, you don't have any room to flip it over and do something else.
Yeah, I normally that only happens on purpose.
And what if you have a deep engrave with 256 passes? It gets done, it looks perfect. So you flip it over and you set the same image or something similar to say 100 passes. Will it recalculate the depth over 100 passes and try to change it and it just won't be as deep, or it'll only do half of it and stop?
Yeah, so let's say you have, instead of 256, you change it to 128, which is half. What Lightburn will do is separate the 256 levels of grayscale. It'll separate it into the 256 layers, but then only run every other one.
Okay.
So it'll automatically adjust how many passes it's going to make.
Hey, Dale. Welcome in.
Hey, Dale. How's it going? anybody's just checking in like Dale, I went through doing an image mask on a 3D grayscale to do this wallet and a bunch of other stuff, and did some unboxing. Can you hear that laser?
Yeah, it's not loud, but I can hear it.
You don't hear it?
I can hear it, yes.
Yeah, it's loud. Like versus the 60 watt that I used the other day. This one is loud when it's blasting through brass.
Yeah, I can barely hear it, but I can hear it.
It's so loud that I can barely hear you. I might have to put my headphones on.
Okay.
And that's not because your volume's low. It's because it's overpowering you. It would be neat if we could count passes. Now, ideally, I should have took those scales off of there, the brass panels, and engraved them off of the wallet, just to make sure I didn't hit the screws. But I'm sure there's going to be a couple little spots on the screws.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever ran a cleaning pass over your bed if it gets all marked up really bad, or just not worried about it?
Yeah, I've marked my bed plenty of times. All right, I had to put my headphones on. Between my fan being, the FUME Extraction fan being turned all the way up, and the sound of the laser is just loud.
I got YouTube money coming in on the 21st. I might buy a bigger exhaust fan.
Let's see. Let me switch StreamYard to my headphones. Now it should be good.
The small fan I have now is 195 CFM, but I'm thinking about getting a bigger one with the 6-inch outlets. But then again, going out of my house, it's a 4-inch port, so I'd have to reduce down the 6-inch.
Right.
It's like the ones that you recommend that people use them on the glow port. You can't think of what it's called. It's a great big football looking thing.
Yeah, those are good. There's another one I might recommend instead. It's
more reasonable.
Centrifugal fan. Yeah, they're not a high price, but it's the same type that I have up here behind me. It moves a ton of air. Even the smaller ones do. Let me find that. They're made by Vivo Sun. And they do have a 4-inch. The 4-inch is $62.99.
You share a link? I'll look at it.
And it runs 203 CFM. The 6-inch is $79.49, and it is 440 CFM.
You share a link, I'll look at it.
Yep. You can.
Click on your affiliate if you're on Amazon.
There it is. I just sent it to the comments.
Okay, I got to pull up YouTube so I can click on that. Well, there it is. That's odd looking.
But they move a ton of air.
It almost looks like it's got a vinyl boot over top of it. I guess that's just a plastic, right?
Yeah, it's like vinyl. And it has a speed controller.
It's shaped similar to what I currently have. That's 195. But I just want something that moves a lot more air.
They're not loud, but they I don't know, the 8-inch. I can't remember what it was. Let me go back and look.
So if I got the 6-inch, which moves a lot of air, I'd have to put reducers on both sides of it because going out of my house, it's 4-inch. And all my duct work going to my lasers, that's all 4-inch.
The 8-inch is 740 CFM. That's what I have.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a camera shot of that 8-inch one up there for you.
Okay. Oh, you got 13 watching and 13 likes. Thank you, everybody. I just refreshed my YouTube. I notice when you're watching people on YouTube all the time and people are liking, you have to refresh your page to see it update. It doesn't usually do it live.
Yeah, did it used to?
I think it used to do it live all the time, and now it seems like I always have to refresh.
Yeah, refresh.
It's like commercials on YouTube got a lot longer. They change things all the time. Yeah, I'm thinking it would restrict it a little bit, but I don't know if it would hurt it.
There's the 8-inch one.
Okay, on the right side, I see that right there. What's behind that? Oh, that's just, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't want to cut the hole in my wall bigger.
Yeah, you could get the 6-inch and reduce it down. I mean, yeah, it might it'll restrict some of its airflow, but
I don't know if it hurt it, would it? I get it all hooked up and I put down a brass coin. I start filming and it sucks the coin outside and it breaks my impeller. That'd be hilarious. I'd have to finish the video and release it. Send it back to Amazon. It's defective. I need a new one.
Starting to see a little bit of that eagle coming through up there in would be the upper right corner. Yeah, it would restrict the CFM deal. How much? I'm not sure. I have to look that up.
See, that came out completely terrible yesterday. See that? Other than it's off center.
Oh, yeah. Looks like it might not have been running fast enough.
Feels like sandpaper.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Hey, Jeff.
If this wallet turns out good, I might just use it myself. I'm waiting to see when this cleaning pass pops in. Should be soon. But where I made this darker, it's going to be a longer engrave. I don't even know if it'll finish by the time I end this live stream.
I don't remember. Should I turn on pass through on that coin? I don't remember.
No.
Okay.
You only use pass through if it's dithered outside of Lightburn.
Well, the free file I downloaded said it was processed and in the jar and to turn on pass through is what it said on the website.
Oh, it did? Okay.
But if I do that, if I turn on pass through, then I can't click on 3D image. It goes to threshold. Yeah, okay.
Yep. You just want to make sure you try and match the... What DPI was it processed at?
I'd have to, let me find the link here. Picture. $847.
Okay. So yeah, you can just run it at the... I would run
And
it
then
at
when
the
I
same DPI.
when I imported it, it was like 2 foot square, really huge, and it said don't shrink it. But I had to. It says it's 847, 40 by 40 millimeter, but when I dropped it in Lightburn, it was like this big, so I had to shrink it down.
Yeah, at that point you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up my other Lightburn.
How many instances of Lightburn have you ran at once? 2 or 3?
I ran 3.
No issues?
No. The only issue is trying to keep track of which one you're working in and not accidentally screwing something up. Don't accidentally hit start on the wrong laser. All right, there goes the cleaning pass. That's amazing. New setting in the Lightburn 1.5 beta. So it's just going to go over the whole thing. I said to do it twice. So it's just going to insert those clean passes. And that goes back to Jeff Stockton's shovel sweep method. Let's see. All right, so here's what I have in Lightburn queued up now. It's just this little logo. I'm going to be putting on these Chinese, throwing stars. They're not, they're probably made in China, maybe Taiwan. I don't know. I need my glasses on to figure that out. Mm-hmm. I don't think it says. Unless it's imprinted actually on the star. Taiwan, yeah. So these are Taiwanese throwing stars. The 4-point, the overall length from tip to tip is 5 3/4 inch. So they use these throwing stars at the axe throwing place, and these are legal to use because they will not fit through chain link fence. That's what makes these legal to use and throw it on like the World Axe Throwing League sanctioned lanes. But you can't throw anything that will actually fit through the chain link fence, because then it could go through into the next bay over. That would be bad. But here they are out of the package.
Nice.
They're pretty thick.
Yeah, I had those when I was a kid.
These are fun to throw. They stick in the wood real nice. And here's the one I did earlier. That turns out pretty good. I tried to get the hole in the center to line up where the beard was, so that you still get most of the picture. And it doesn't take away too much.
Looks good.
It's kind of hard to see right there. Now, if I can just keep that like that on all of them. Now I could bring you over to watch some of the throwing stars. I'm working on them. In case you get bored of watching the wallet, and check back in on it. It's going to be pretty outstanding when it's done. If it holds up. If it just ran a clean pass, that means 40 passes are done. If let's say it's got 50 done, there's only 256, so it's about a quarter of the way. But it gets faster as the engrave goes along, because you have less and less black to engrave once you start progressing through the layers.
I'm going to save these settings here in a minute. But pass count for the coin, I got 256, interval 0.5, Q pulse 500, frequency 55, power max 35, speed 3000. That sound right?
What was that for?
The coin. Predator coin.
Speed, yeah, based on that upland, did you run in at 3,000?
I can barely hear you.
All right. Did you run the coin that didn't look so good at 3,000?
I don't remember. I have to go back and look at what I snipped the picture of.
I probably run it for 4,000.
4,000 power. Power 35 is fine. 35%.
But to engrave it?
Yeah. Depth
You want
map.
a deep engrave?
Yep.
You want 90, 95.
Okay, 95%. Frequency 55. Q pulse 500. I thought I had this set earlier when I first logged on here with you, but I don't know why it was changed. So what happened?
Yeah, I actually need to run this in 2 different settings. Just want to show you an example. This is what happens if I just run my regular anneal settings right off the bat. It doesn't quite get all the powder coat off of it. And then it doesn't leave it looking nice and pretty. So I end up having to run an extra pass. what I'm going to do is go into my sub layers and make my first layer a very aggressive cleaning pass to burn off that powder coat. Then it won't take, a minute to do one of these. So that's what it looks like. Doing no cleaning pass, just trying to do it all, remove that powder coat gently. So let me go back over here.
Can I ask you one more thing?
Sure.
Cleaning pass once the image is done. One pass, line interval 0.5, Q pulse 500, frequency 55, max power 35, speed 3000.
That'll work. That'll be in the ballpark. Now, let's see. Okay, I'm going to basically duplicate this layer. What I'm going to do is change it to setting that will remove the powder coat right off the bat. I'm going to do a speed of 4,000, power of 80. And I'm just shooting at the hip, just to show you my process for trying to figure out what's going to work.
You make your screen bigger. That way anybody watching can see it better. Thank you.
So I duplicated my fill layer, and it's only going to run, I only need it to run one pass now, because this first pass is going to hopefully obliterate that powder coat. I'm going to run 4,080. Frequency, probably going to run it at 60. Pulse of 500, so I want max power. Line interval 0.03, which is fine. I've changed it to 0.32, but that's not worth worrying about. And I only want to run one pass. I'm not concerned about the angle. This is fine. Run shapes all at once. So now we have our first fill and then the second fill to make it a nice silver color. And let's see how it looks. Like I said, I went very aggressive on that first pass. These should clean it up and make it look pretty.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So that is going to take us from over a minute to about 45 seconds. About a minute and 10 seconds down to 45.
What do you have it set? One pass?
Yeah, it did one crosshatch pass.
Which is two passes, right?
Yeah.
Since I've wondered before when I've set things a certain amount of passes and it does more than that, it's because it's running at a different angle also.
So now, the one I just did versus the previous look exactly alike still.
That's cool.
And it's likely that I could run that first pass even faster. My timing's good, so I'm not worried about timing being off. I think I'm going to try it at 6,000 speed and see what happens. Looking okay. Don't think that second pass is going to clean it off. So I probably should have stuck with 4,000. Just concerned about the arms and the tip of the axe. But it might get it. Yeah, there's still a little artifact on the arm. I'm going to change that back.
Yeah, the forearm, I can see something. Like it looks like the tattoo from here.
Yep. Yep, it's there. So if I were to run this again, see how long it takes. It'll definitely get cleaned off this time. Yeah, now the artifact's going off of the arm. So these two passes will make it that nice white looking finish. Yeah, and we're going to be right about 45 seconds. I only have 30 of these to do.
Yeah, Marketplace still owes me $75 on some RAM I sold back in November to a guy in Colorado. They still haven't paid me. They said my account's on pause. My information isn't correct, and I've re-entered the right information multiple times. And on Marketplace, it says my correct information is there, but every day I get an email stating your account's on pause. So I don't know what the deal is. I have no way of contacting Facebook. I tried to call a couple numbers that I Googled, and I was talking to India, so that wasn't a good idea.
I just want to make a jig. That's really odd. I just want to make a jig earlier and didn't. Somebody impersonating you on Facebook at any point in time?
No.
Not spam email, phishing or anything?
I mean, that might happen to anybody, but not that I know of.
Okay. The shape of that star makes it look like it's off-centered, but it's not. Optical illusion.
So have you went out in your yard and stuck any in any trees to test them?
No, I haven't. That would be a fun thing to try to do. I actually have I actually have an axe throwing target in my basement.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried axe throwing that I can remember.
It's fun. And it's a good family sport to get involved in too. Couples do it, families, and
Yeah, I couldn't set up anything out back. I might go in the neighbor's yard and kill somebody or go through their window. I have a big side yard, but there's a house right behind it. If I turn the target towards my house is made out of stucco. I don't want an axe going through the stucco. So stripping pass, engraving pass, and then cleaning pass.
well, the second two passes are both the same.
Okay.
One to strip it off, and then the second two are kind of like my silver anneal, you call it. So the first one of those strips any remainder of that paint off, and then the second one is what really puts the finish on it. It'll take me all day just to open these. Then take it back over to the point or the call it. And I'm a little concerned. The Eagle's looking great. Now, I probably should have ran this with less power. We're getting really thin right there where the edge of the decisions are. I'll keep an eye on it, see what happens. What I could do, because if you can see that when it's running, you can see the layer of brass being removed. I could stop it where it's at and then lower the power and then continue the 3D engrave just by using the preview. Start it, mid job at approximately the same spot where I stopped it, and then just let it run from there, which might be the best thing to do as thin as that's getting. I'll watch it for a few more. We'll watch it for a few more passes.
I got a question about StreamYard. Since I'm not usually a guest, I noticed in the top right corner above comments, it says stream this to your audience. So if I click it, I pick my platform, then it streams straight to YouTube?
Yep.
Without having to set
much
it
up.
up?
Yours as well.
Okay.
Something new they added.
Yeah, I was on the $25 a month plan, 720p, have up to 10 guests. And then they had a special around Christmas where I got the same plan for $10 a month, but it has their logo on the screen, which I don't care if it's got their logo, but I'm saving $15 a month now.
So what is it, $10 a month for the 10 guests on screen and just like unlimited?
Yeah, that's what I'm on now on a special. But for a couple of years, I was paying $25 a month for the same thing,
wow.
and then they had a special at Christmas, so I changed the plan up.
Well, that's a big savings, and yeah, who cares about a logo?
Yeah.
I am borrowing, which, by the way, let me say thank you. I'm borrowing Rich's StreamYard right now. So thank you, Rich.
Oh, very nice.
He let me, since we have been doing it for the LMR, and we have, he gave myself and Steve the ability to add comments on the screen and remove them. He also allowed me to do a live stream, as long as I let him know and I don't step on anything he has planned.
Yeah.
It's going to look cool when it's done. I just hope it survives. But on the bright side, I can always take that back panel off, replace it with one of those blank ones that he sent, the black ones, and then redo it on the other side. And chalk it up to learning experience and material test. Anybody have any questions out there? We're down to 11 watching. If not, I'm going to open up some more stars, I guess. You're going to have to get your camera out there to your fiber laser.
So I get the job started.
You did get it started?
No, I think I can hit once I'm virtually streaming OBS, but I think I can still click start record and it'll film it. Okay, that should be there's my fiber laser camera.
Oh, cool.
Let me go buy and put that coin on there and I can get this going at the same time. You can still hear me talking, right?
Yeah, sure can. Just going to open up the rest of these packages while I'm sitting here.
I got to put up a shield on a trash can, that way the dogs can't see the beam. It's not ideal, but it works.
All right. Sorry, I got distracted. I had to answer a message. Just hanging out.
That's too big.
I'm gonna have to go get a drink. I'm thirsty.
Thought that was a 40 millimeter coin. Let me measure it.
Well, we're starting to see the eagle come in on the wallet. That's looking really cool. I missed the other cleaning path.
.39 millimeters, so I got to make it smaller.
Got quite a pile of throwing stars here. Gary is using a 60 watt JPT, and I'm using a 120 watt JPT. His was made by
Haltian.
Laser,
Yes.
and mine is Noah Laser. But I also have a Hotian laser. My UV is made by them. Yes, both of these are fiber.
There it goes. We'll see how it does.
Gary is off and running.
Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear hardly anything in my laser running.
Yeah, the camera that I got set up looking at it has audio, but I don't have it set up in OBS. So, oh wow, look at that first pass. I did something right, or with your help. This is a free Predator file I got off of imagear.com.
It should be hitting the whole thing. Really, unless it's how much white in it.
I didn't readjust the white. You did mention that, and I forgot to do that. But we'll see what happens.
Stop it there and then adjust the brightness down a couple notches. Then restart it.
I'll let it run. I got more coins.
Starting to see the stars on the wallet. If you're just tuning in, I'll show you on screen. This is the 3D grayscale I'm running on this wallet.
When you're sitting there at your computer, that laser is out of your peripheral vision, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That way you don't have glasses on. Okay. Wanted to be sure.
It's behind me. I mean, technically, it could bounce off the screens. I probably should be wearing glasses. Do as I say, not as I do.
Do you think manual focus is more quickly accurate than having a electric Z where you have to hit the button because then you got to keep playing with it to get it just right?
No, unless the Z is configured that one button press moves it, 5 millimeters or 3 millimeters or something like that.
You can set it that way?
In the stepper driver, it can be set, and then each button press make it move more or less. This thing's making some crazy sounds now with the stars being engraved. Let's see. I need to pull up one of those manuals from last night. Someone else is needing one.
Yeah, Patrick, for people watching, if you don't know, he's an expert. I consider him an expert when it comes to fiber lasers, and I am a newbie. I know all about 3D printing, but I'm a newbie with fibers. I've had one for a little over a month, and I'm learning as I go. But at least I have a good quality machine to learn with.
Jerry, I would stop that engraving because it's not going to come out correct. You're not getting anything in the center.
Yeah, it's just doing the deepest part.
Are you able to pop that image up on the screen again? Or no, you sent it to me. I'll look at it. Keep getting distracted. Jack, did you take your Metamucil today? Or maybe you use Fiber. I'm not sure. Now, look at all that brass that's on my laser bed. And that doesn't take into account what is being sucked into the FUME extraction.
Yeah, I've got a bunch on the right side of mine from that engraving there. It done the background first and hasn't worked on the top of the coin face down.
Look how nice those stars are coming in now, Jerry. See that?
Looking good.
And you can actually see on camera the layer of brass being removed. Just watch the line as it travels down the wallet. So basically what you guys are seeing, if you're not familiar with the fiber, you know how a 3D printer takes a layer of material and stacks it on top of the layer below it, and then it just keeps stacking up layers until it's finished? This is doing the exact opposite. It's removing a layer at a time. It's called Lightburn 3D Slice, and it will slice 3D grayscale into basically 256 slices and then remove one slice at a time.
Oh, here's something interesting. When I right click and go to adjust image that you mentioned, Patrick?
Yeah, I'm listening.
When I right click and go to adjust image that you mentioned earlier, the picture on the left looks perfect because that's the one I'm working with. The one on the right is simply black and white, and it needs to be adjusted because you can't see any detail.
That's interesting. It's in 3D slice mode?
No. Because they said it was already processed to use, what was it?
No, if you want
Pass through?
No, you don't want to use that for a 3D slice. If you're trying to do 3D, it needs to be in 3D slice mode.
Well, they said, like I showed you earlier, and you agreed with me agreed with me at the time, is that it was already processed, and they said don't select 3D slice, have pass through on. But
well, not for 3D slicing though. If you were going to just use that to burn the picture, just the image itself, then you'd want to run it pass through.
I shared my screen. This is kind of how
that's exactly what you're getting. Yeah, change that to 3D mode. You can just leave those sliders where they are. Just change your mode from threshold to 3D slice. That'll fix most of the problem.
Turn off pass through.
There you go. Now you should be able to run it.
Oh, that looks a lot better.
Yep. Yeah, at this point I wouldn't make any adjustments just because it wasn't running in 3D slice mode to begin with. So if it's on ImageR, that was probably Jeremiah that might have done that. And he probably has it set at a good grayscale levels.
Oh, here's one other thing I need to ask. Let me share my screen again.
Yep, the thickness of your slice depends on speed you're running, the power you're running, the line interval you're running, the power of the laser source that you have. All those variables take into account. And also any image adjustments that you do can affect basically how deep the final engrave goes by adjusting the grayscale. This is so cool. New feature that'll be out in Lightburn 1.5.
Look at my screen real quick. Share it real quick. I want to answer me a quick question.
It'll run cleaning passes in the middle of your 3D slicing.
That's my cleaning pass I'm putting over top of it.
Okay.
And then all I have to do would be to frame the job. Well, let me select all of it. Hit frame, which is on hull. Well, I got to move it off here so you can see it. I'm going to put a new coin on there, but let me hit frame again. Okay, let me get a new coin.
You could just run it over that one. You'll probably be fine.
Think so? Well, for a test, I can always redo it and make it for a good one.
Once you move that one, you'll never get it lined back up again. But if you run it now, it'll just keep following the same lines.
Yeah, if it works out, then I'll redo a new coin and use it for video. And every time I try to accomplish something, I tape it with OBS so I can make a video out of it.
There, now it's going to cross the whole thing. That looks correct. We're in business now.
Where's my mouse at? There we go. Okay. Forgot to close that screen. Yeah, now I can start to see it. No, everything I've ever done my entire life has pretty much came easy to me. But when I do something like this and I can't figure it out, I want to bang my head on the wall. It's like, what's wrong?
Oh, I've wanted to bang my head on the wall too. This comes with the territory.
I mean, if you want me to build something, you got a problem with your car, you need something 3D printed, I know how to do all that very well. But like, you know, electrical, pretty much anything and everything I can do. But whenever I do a video on something, I always try to show a screenshot of Lightburn or whatever program I'm using. That way people in chat, if they watch it, they can look at my settings and kind of get an idea of where they should go with what they're doing. I do have a Terminator design that I bought a while back. It was real cheap, and this one was free. But if I can learn how to master coins, then I can buy some cool files if I can't find them for free, and then do all kinds of stuff. And then make videos about it. That way it's a catalog for my memory on how to do things. If I forget where I wrote it down at or I lose a setting, I can go rewatch my video. Okay, all the little skulls are starting to come in the middle now.
Nice.
Anybody in chat have any questions? I hope everybody out there watching is having a great day, and all those people that will be watching are having an awesome day wherever you are in the world. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's, according to my cameras, it's nice outside. No snow in Vegas. I wish there was. And of course, if you live somewhere where you're buried in snow, you're probably thinking, no, you don't. But it's been like 15 years since I had a couple inches on the ground out front. Where I live in Vegas on Sunrise Mountain, it doesn't snow. And if it does, it's like one every 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, you don't want that snow.
I remember when I was a little kid, it snowed like 6 inches deep where I lived at in Vegas, and that was wonderful. The next time I seen it, I was an adult, and it was nearly nothing. Then Kenny Sims, which lives here in Vegas, he's on my Saturday Hangouts. He lives in Henderson, Nevada, which is still in the valley, but on the south end. He lives close to a mountain where they do get snow.
Kenny's in Vegas? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's out in Henderson. He always says, I'm not in Vegas, I'm in Henderson. Well, yeah, but it's still in the Vegas Valley.
Close enough, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a CNC out in the garage. I can't pronounce your name. Had enough. Okay. Had enough. Okay. I have a Sane Smart 4040 with a Makita router on it. And I haven't been out in the garage in almost a year. I've just been stuck in the house working on things, but I need to get out there and do more videos on it. And I've reviewed many, many diode lasers, and my current most favorite diode laser is a Raleigh MK2. It's a great machine. And as far as for 3D printers, I've had about 25. My favorite would be my Bambu Labs X1 Carbon. It's not perfect, but it's almost perfect.
I really want a P1P.
P1S would be the $700 version.
That's what I meant.
With an enclosure, yeah. It don't have the fancy screen or the fancy camera, but it should print exactly the same as mine. And it's half the price.
So I regret not running air assist.
I have mine currently on.
Because this thing got so hot, it started to melt the elastic. So I stopped it. I'm going to take it apart and do the other side.
Yeah, Deanna, I've been watching the news on YouTube. It's crazy all the wrecks I'm seeing.
You know what's even crazier?
Owning a Tesla in the snow. Go ahead.
What I would say, what's even crazier is Iran sent those missiles into Pakistan, and then last night Pakistan decided, okay, we're going to hit 7 targets in Iran. So what's going to happen today?
Yeah, it's a mess. I don't understand why people just can't get along. I really don't.
Arguing over imaginary lines. I mean, I kind of get it, you know, but at some point, just be happy where you're at. You don't have to conquer the world. You threw your Prusa out the other day? Well, which bamboo did you get, Deanna? Or did she already? No, she hadn't answered that.
I have a Prusa Mini, but I put a leg kit on it. I don't use it. I'm thinking about selling it. It just sits. Because typically machines that I don't need, I sell reasonably on Marketplace.
Yeah, next time I need to take the brass plate off before I engrave it. But that's okay. This is, while it is salvageable, just have to put that blank plate on.
One thing I noticed about people buying the F1 from X Tool, you know, the little fiber laser, for very simple little projects with their software, I assume you go to their library and everything is prefigured, and you pick out one of their pictures, and it's very light layer. It's not a deep engrave. The machine probably works great for what it does, but it can't do deep engraving.
Yeah, well,
it's like a toy, not quite a toy, but you know what I'm saying.
They're great at marketing, and then people think that, oh, it's a fiber or 1064, and I'll be able to do all this kind of stuff, and then they find out that they can't. I hate it when that happens. I mean, you're right. It is like a toy. There's really no reason to make that laser. Just make a real one and be done with it.
You know, coasters and things like that are, very paper thin layer, nothing deep though. Nothing you're going to fill with your hand.
Yeah, I don't think it would have enough power to even get decent colors out of a slate coaster, like the different tans and shades of grays, white. I don't know. I've never used one. I'm just assuming. Okay. Now I've got just the plate off the other side of that wallet. This was looking fairly decent. I think it was going to turn out okay. But this 120 watt got it so hot.
Is there any way?
Notice that the elastic started melting.
Oh, wow.
It was that hot.
Is there any way to ever determine on a coin that you want to make a depth mat on how many passes you need, or do you always pick like 256? Is there any kind of a mathematical situation or something you look at to say, I want it to look like this, so I need about this many passes, or does that just come with experience?
It comes with experience. Basically, 256 means you're not going to lose any detail. Running more than 256 can bring out more detail, although technically it's not supposed to. Technically, but it does in real world practice, because there's only 256 levels of gray, so you figure, well, there's 256. But if you double up some of those layers, you can bring out some more detail. So I've ran 512, I've ran 256. If I'm running acrylic, I end up running about 80. If I'm doing slate, it's going to be somewhere in the same neighborhood, around maybe 80.
You know that head that I did in 3D? I 3D printed my face. It's got my logo underneath it. I'm going to take that STL with a top shot, and I've seen videos on how to do it, and I'm going to put that on a coin. I just have to go watch somebody's YouTube video on how they did it, where they show the process, because I can't remember things too well.
Yes, this is the one I was just engraving. I had to stop it just because it was starting, the elastic was melting. But it's not a total waste, because where I got these wallets from, they also sent some spare black blanks. So all I have to do is just, instead of putting this brass one back on, I can put this one back on. Or what I'm really thinking about doing is just polishing this side up and using it on the back. And then take the back and use it on the front. That way I still end up with brass wallet. And then I'll just make it mine and use it.
Now, if this coin comes out looking good later, I'll redo this with a fresh blank. I'll film it and I'll use it for in the next video content. If I can do a few different things and try to get them to come out right.
That's a good idea.
And I haven't bought a tumbler yet financially, but I will get one. And I know that the shot that comes with it, I think you and the chat, not the chat, but the people that leave feedback recommend not to use what comes with it.
What comes with what?
The tumbler, you know, the shot that comes with it to clean the coins.
Oh, yeah,
rock.
yeah. Yep.
I did buy
one
some
on Amazon. It's
like
Jeweler's
55
Mix.
bucks. Yes, I've seen those. Or I've seen your link also.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this
Whatever.
looks good. The stars are looking good. The eagle's face was starting to come out. The feathers were looking great. I could try to line it back up and finish it. The odds of getting it lined back up, though, are very slim. Though I've done it before. But really, I think I'm just going to save what brass is left, polish this, the reverse side of this, and use it on the back side. It won't take too long to polish that up. It's smooth. Then I'll take the one that's on the back, flip it over, and do the 3D engrave on this side. It has a couple little lines in it. I think those will come out doing the 3D engrave. And because they're oriented horizontally, the stripe and the flag would probably just cover that up. So it'll blend right in.
Yeah, the AMS unit, jack, 2 screws, unplug a cable, flip it over. It's pretty simple. The PTFE, the white PTFEs they supply in the AMS unit on the Bamboo Labs, those tubes wear out very easy, and it'll catch the filament and drag it, and you'll have issues. I occasionally have trouble with mine. I need to replace it with blue Capricorn tubing. I just haven't done it yet. A better quality PTFE tube that's in it. The bamboo's not perfect, but it's almost. It's very, very rarely do things go wrong. Occasionally I have issues, but it's usually something simple.
What's been the biggest issue you've had with it so far?
I've tinkered with so many things for so long. I just want something that works. I just, it's nice to have something that just works. You don't have to fumble with it. I've got 2 crosses I'm making for a friend, Chris Mink. He's in chat all the time. He used to be on my live streams. And the hardest part about the crosses is just picking out all the wood out of the little, in between all the letters. I got a little screwdriver and a little razor blade and a little pick that's just trying to pluck out all the bad spots, all the places out of the letters. And I can get them mailed them off to him. But I never did figure out on the cross why I couldn't make my slot bigger. There's no way I could select it. So I'm going to have to use a Dremel on both of them. But I know when I asked Rich on the live stream that he probably wouldn't answer it since that isn't what he was talking about. So, but I figured I'll ask anyway.
I was concentrating on framing this.
Barely hear you. Use your outside voice.
I was concentrating on framing that, and I totally missed what you said. What did you say you asked Rich about? Or we're going to?
Oh, about on the crosses. I have two that I'm making for a friend that I'm going to send him, and popping out in between all the little letters, all the little pieces of material in between the O's and stuff like that. I got a little pick and a razor blade and a couple things to try to clean it up. But that slot that I had mentioned to you, I didn't know how to make that slot bigger because I couldn't select it. Even when I ungrouped everything, I couldn't do anything with that slot. So I'm not sure how I made the slot. I want to make it bigger. Since I couldn't figure it out, I burned them anyway, and I'm going to have to use a Dremel to cut them out because I'm using thicker material.
Gotcha.
But there's no way I can. I mean, I know quite a bit about Lightburn. I've been using it for a long time with diode lasers, and even though I unselected everything, I could not do anything with that slot. I just wanted to make it just a little bit thicker. But that's starting to look like the Predator. Check that out. I'm amazed.
Yes, it is. Very good. All right, I'm going to run this other side of the wallet even faster, so it'll remove less material.
$3D print a base for the crosses. Had enough? Yeah, on my AMS, sometimes I have jamming in different slots and I can't figure out why. So when I take apart the AMS unit, you take out two screws, unplug the PTFE going in the back, and when you tip it forward, there's two little connectors you have to unclip. Once you remove the two connectors on the little circuit board, sometimes you'll look at the PTFE tube with no filament and it'll look like there's filament in it. What you're actually looking like is a cut in the filament from it sliding past it where it rubs right through the white PTFE. So then you just unplug both sides of that particular tube, cut a new length, and then replace it. Occasionally that happens. If you're only working with one color all the time, I recommend not using the AMS unit. Just set it on a spool holder behind the printer and feed it in directly. That way you're not wearing out the AMS motors by just using one color all the time. I did a 7-foot alien that's behind me in my hobby room here, and I use my Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon and then my Cheedy iPass printer to print all the parts for the 7-foot alien. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, go to 3DHP at 3DHP on YouTube and check out my videos on it. And please subscribe. It's free to do so. I'm someone with too many hobbies.
Yeah. I know that feeling. I have so
It's
much
hard.
stuff to do and never have time.
Yeah, I mean, you work a full-time job and you bang out the videos left and right. I guess every time you're out there working for yourself, you figured, well, let's make a video about it. And I don't do it that often, but
That's what I try to do is if I have a job coming up, try to take something from that I can make a video out of.
yeah.
Deanna's asking, have you all ever had to put out a fire because of the lasers? Yes, I have.
On a diode, you can have things flare up on wood if you're not careful. Air assist isn't running.
I have a huge fire extinguisher in the next room over, and then I have a medium-sized fire extinguisher in the laser room. So I have, but both of them combined, I'm good on fire extinguishers. Except I need to get a CO2 extinguisher so that it doesn't destroy any electronics or stuff if I have to use it.
Yeah, the powder everywhere.
Yeah, with the
Going
powder.
everywhere.
But at least I have those, and that's better than nothing.
Have you ever watched the Action Lab on YouTube? A guy does a channel about all things science.
I don't think so.
He painted a room one time, the blackest paint in the world from Japan, and it literally absorbs light. It's so black. And he just done a video. I didn't watch all of it, about frequency on a cell phone putting out a fire. He had a barbecue lighter. He turned on the barbecue lighter, and a certain frequency that he ran the sand on the cell phone put it out.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole video, but it's called Action Lab. I believe that's the channel name. He's got really cool stuff. It's like, oh my God. But fiber lasers, you're working with metal usually, and there's nothing around it that's going to burn, so you're pretty safe. But still, never leave anything, never leave any kind of equipment unattended. Don't leave and go shopping or go to sleep, because you never know, something could go haywire.
Now, even
especially
though I'm not running, oh, sorry.
Especially on a diode laser if you're working with wood.
Yep. That's how mine caught fire, was diode laser and making a living hinge.
I got a great tip for everybody. If you've got your CNC running in the garage and it's going to take like 7 or 8 hours, obviously you don't want to sit in the garage, especially if it's cold, and watch it for 7 or 8 hours. So set up a camera. If you don't have to pay for StreamYard. They do have a free version you can download. Point your camera at it, open up StreamYard. Don't go online. And then when you go in the house to your PC, you simply pull up that stream, you log into it, and you can monitor it from the house.
Good idea. I'm hoping this piece of brass stays a little cooler. I use that big aluminum plate to act as a heat sink. And still have the fans blowing across it.
Yeah, I got a little bit of brass you can see on the bed there, closer to that duck. And I was going to buy a duck from one of your affiliate links on Amazon. I'm like, well, I can just 3D print one. Why should I buy one? So I got this really cool color that Trevor sent me from Navarre 3D in Florida, and it's that multicolor. It's made the big duck.
I need that file so I can print a couple of those.
Okay. I'll send you the link where I got it. You'll have to go in Tinkercad or Adobe or whatever, not Adobe. What's it called? The program you design with?
Tinkercad or Fusion?
Fusion, and make the other end the right size to fit your duck, because it's too big on one end. But yeah, I'll find the link. And then out my 4-inch outlet outside of my house, it's a steel plate I bought at Lowe's with a magnet. And since there's not enough airflow to blow it open, I just go outside when I turn everything on. I take a putty knife and I unclick it, and then it stays open while the lasers are running. Then when I shut them off, I go out there with my hand and I tap it, and then the magnet holds it shut. It's a solid metal door. The laser must be about done. Oh, nope, it's only on 80%, so I don't know why it's slowing down. Probably doing that outside edge.
Well, I'm supposed to be doing these throwing stars. I totally got distracted. Easy to do. We open up Lightburn number 2.
I'll be right back.
All right. only have 30 of these total to do. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 done. I have one more package to open too. I'm only doing one side of the throwing stars. It's basically so they don't walk off. People steal them. I didn't plan on doing both sides of the wall. If one's just going to get spun around. Starting to feel tired. It's only been 2.5 hours since we started this stream. I should have had these throwing stars done by now, but too much talking. That's okay. So what's cool is I'm using my little Lightburn keyboard that I made. Start and stop the laser. Where it's framing, and I can hit escape.
All right, I'm back.
Stop the framing, and then if I hit start, it runs the job. So almost as quick as a pedal.
I have the one that I bought off Amazon. That's not that one. I think it's one you originally recommended to me.
Just to have a nice Bluetooth one.
Does anything have to? I don't have any software that came with it, and I'm not. I have to find out what I have to do to make it work like how you're using it. I don't know if there's anything I have. If there's any program I got to run to make it work with Lightburn.
I'd originally was just going to use a Bluetooth keyboard just for framing, just with the up and down arrows. Then I decided to go a little bit more advanced.
I wonder why my laser's acting the way it is right now. Well, actually, it's almost done. It says it's at 100%, and it's got to do a cleaning pass.
It's just hitting the very darkest areas of that image now, the last few layers.
I should probably make a logo for How 10 and put it in OBS like you did on your live stream last night. So when I'm working with the fiber or doing a video, it's got their name on the screen to promote them. Well, since I retired 10 years ago, everything tires me out nowadays. Especially if I eat something. If it's like you ate turkey dinner, Thanksgiving, you feel like taking a nap.
Oh, keyboard doesn't work with Lightburn minimize.
Yeah, once you get everything set up, had enough okay, it's just bam, fiber lasers are instantly fast. Just get everything set up and it's just wham, done that quick.
Yes, it did take me longer to get them out of the package than to actually burn them.
Looks like it's done.
About 45 seconds per side. So 2 minutes, 15 seconds for 3 of them. And opening the package, it's clamshell and a nightmare.
Okay.
Paul. Well, thanks for joining us, Paul.
It wasn't a deep engrave. It feels like it's all the same surface. It's not, I don't know how to explain it, but I could see it, but I can't feel it. Let me change my camera. You're going to hear...
Lower your just remember to lower your brightness probably by 2 and then slow it down.
You're going to hear that alien make noise again when I switch cameras. So this is a dud, even though it looked like it was doing something. But what'd you say to do? There's no depth there at all. It's like
it's a 200 lens, and what line space?
It was a 110 lens. My 110.
You're at the 110 lens.
Yeah.
We should have had you run a tighter line space. I was thinking I thought you were at 200.
Well, I thought you told me originally use the smallest lens to get the highest detail, so I put the 110 back in.
Yeah.
My intervals are 0, 500.
Interval would probably be about 0.015 with that lens.
0.015. Okay, 0.015. Still everything else the same. Q pulse 500, frequency 55, max power 95, speed 4,000.
I'm going to double check that for you.
All right, and then I'll put a fresh coin under it, and then I'll tape it. Then once I get the settings right, then I'll save them, and I'll call it Predator Test Coin or something. That way. Can I ask you a question about the library?
Sure.
Under library, let's say I type in the correct settings under cuts and layers and it works. Do I go to library save or save as, or did hit new and I can make it that way to save the settings?
If you're wanting to take your layer and save it, do create new from layer. And it'll save all the settings. Then you can name it whatever you want.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the rest of those settings should be fine. I would still probably lower the brightness a little bit on that image.
Okay, I'm doing that now. Hit preview. Oh, adjust image, not preview. Okay, lower the brightness a little bit. Okay, let me grab a new coin and we'll tape it and start it again.
All right, so let me check in on the wallet. Yeah, and it's looking good. I'm running it even faster. I did last time, and it looks like it's looking pretty good. Hit the be right back button.
Okay, I've got it recording and we're going to start. It says rastering vector images. It's got a little bar that pops up and it's working on it. At 30%. Then if this coin comes out right, if I use it in a video, I'll take a screenshot of my settings. So if anybody's watching and the coin comes out right, they can kind of see what I have on settings. Because having a video where you say, look what I did, doesn't help anybody unless you give them some, pointers or show them settings. Here we go.
So I just started opening the package of these stars. I'm cutting the top off. Kind of pull this thing open. That's one everywhere.
Is that a job for a customer?
Yeah. Now they're open. Almost the same amount of time it takes to engrave. But then by the time I add in the the time to clean up the mess I've made with all the packaging on the floor.
I asked Trevor with Navarre 3D, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
He has 2 fiber lasers in his shop. I think it's a 30 and a 35. And he does coins and different things. He has a contract with one of the airlines. I'm not sure what that's for, but he sent me one of his maker coins a long time ago with his logo. And I said, well, what do you charge for a brass coin? He said $25 plus the artwork, because he has a person that works for him that designs artwork. But per coin, he charges $25 to engrave them. I'm not sure if that's one or both sides. I assume both sides.
I would probably start at $25 for one side. Additional side would be another probably $10. And that's just for a one-off. If they were wanting to buy in bulk, then I would drop the price accordingly. But you figure if you're spending 30 minutes making a coin, it could take 30 minutes for just one side.
Yeah.
You got an hour into it. You might not be able to charge your hourly rate, but you've got to make something back after that.
Had enough okay says, do you seal them after engraving?
No, I'm not going to seal these up. That's kind of a silver anneal setting. I'm not too worried about them getting rusty. People are going to be handling them and throwing them, so don't want any coating on them. I think they'll be fine for what they're going to use them for. They're going to be beat to heck, so they're going to get chipped up and nasty looking anyway. This really isn't for them to look pretty. It's just as a theft deterrent.
I guess when I go to do my logo in color and make it real big on steel, I'll have to ungroup everything and try to figure out, once I know my colors, each little area to be a different color. It can be a lot of lines. Engraving.
And what was that for you were talking about?
Well, my 3D HP logo, my new logo that I have.
Oh, yeah.
Try to do it in color one of these days.
That would look awesome. Well, I'm getting a notification that my wife is going to have dinner ready soon. So at that point, I'm going to.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Saturday morning at 10 a.m. I'm hosting a live stream, a live unboxing for Matt German. He won a Comgro T500, which is a 500 by 500 bed.
Oh my gosh!
And yeah, it's a monster. And he wanted to do an unboxing on my live stream, my Maker Hangout at 12 o'clock, which would probably take an hour or two. Sorry, alien. But I figured let's just go live at 10 o'clock. I'll start my live stream. I'll make him full screen. I'll either be minimized or just in the background. Let him do the unboxing and talk about it. And then we got a live. He's got a video for it. And then I go back on at 12 o'clock on my Maker Hangout where everybody drops in. If you have time, you're always welcome. You're one of my channel members. I really appreciate it. And we have makers on from all over the world that talk about anything and everything hobby related.
And that's 12 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes, sir. But the live stream with Matt is on at 10 o'clock.
Pacific?
Yeah. 2 hours before my normal live stream, I'll be on with Matt. It's already posted. I posted it on my socials.
I have to work Saturday, so I'll tune into the unboxing about the time I get in.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And then I try to tune into live streams, the regularly scheduled program, whenever.
Do you wear it? What do you have? Earbuds or something? Your phone's in your pocket?
Normally just my phone and listen to it on the speaker.
Deanna, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've got over 400 videos about anything and everything, and yeah.
Well, I'm going to wrap it up. So thanks everybody for watching. And if you watched the first part of the live stream and you have questions about it, once the replay is up and running, just go ahead and leave a comment and ask your questions, and I'll monitor those and get back to you with an answer.
Right.
That is all I have for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful evening. Thanks a lot.
Take care, everybody. Thank you very much, Patrick.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.